Guerdy is losing with a winning hand. What's good, everybody? Thank you all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. Sorry I'm late. I had a lot going on this weekend, but we are here to talk about the Real Housewives of Miami, Season 7, Episode 18, and the name of the episode is called Reunion Part 1. Again, sorry that I'm late. I had a funeral to go to this weekend, so I had to go out of town, and now I'm back, and so I'm trying to play catch up. So first things I noticed is that these girls aren't fab like that. They not fab like that. Why? Why aren't the girls fab like that? They aren't fab like that because the reunion is not in Miami. When the girls are really fab, Andy comes to them. In Atlanta, Andy goes to the girls in Atlanta. When Beverly Hills, he goes to Beverly Hills, darling. Right? With Potomac, y'all not fab. Come to me. I got kids. I got Benjamin. And what's the little girl name? I don't know his little girl name. All of a sudden I got kids. I can't go and travel. But when the girls are fab, he come to them. He sent these girls, y'all come to New York, even with the Love Island. Girl, Love Island? Girl, please, they better come over here, right? They have to come to New York, okay? So we see the women backstage. We got Larsa. Larsa saying that she's not really a receipt girl. She said that she's not really a receipt girl and she don't keep anything in her phone. I keep everything in my motherfucking phone.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Be very clear.
Do you hear me? Every text thread is still in my phone from 2016. Every picture is still in my phone. You never know when you need something, so everything is in my phone. And Larsa strikes me as a person who keeps everything in her phone as well. So she's not really convincing me. I think that Larsa will say anything to spite Lisa. I do. And her loser boyfriend is there backstage. Jeff Colby. Loser! And my thing is, where is the shame with Larsa? For Larsa, a standard has been set. Your ex-husband is NBA great Scottie Pippen, right? You have a son, Scottie Pippen Jr., his namesake. Scottie Pippen Jr. is in the NBA right now. He's in the NBA right now. He's not playing for, he's not a person who played one season and it is gone and forgot about. He's in the NBA right now. You went and got a no-name basketball player? At least you could have went and got a no-name NBA player. This a nigga who ain't never even played in the NBA.
What kind of bullshit is that?
And the sad part about it is that he's a nigga who played, but he ain't even a nigga that's picked up. The last time he played was in 2023, overseas somewhere. How dreadful. Even with Marcus Jordan.
That's a black king right now.
You could get away because that was a Jordan baby. The Jordan name will always be bigger than Pippen. Let's be real. Even Marcus was better than Scottie. Marcus by himself was better than Scottie Pippen, the daddy. That's Michael Jordan's son, baby. But to go get a no-name Jeff Colby, bitch, please. Please. Then we got Julia. Julia says that the last couple of months has been really, really hard for her and her family reading the comments online. And between her, Vicka, Emily, and Martina, they got a lot of backlash this season. And it really got to her. And she started to tear up and she said, she's not weak, but she's very sensitive. And when she said that, that describes me to the T.
Are you okay?
I identify with that. She's a Cancer as well, so I get it. I feel like I can go through anything, but I'll be lying to you if I tell you that my feelings don't be hurt and I'll be bruised. I'll be bruised, and I hate it so much because for so long I feel like it kind of stunts my growth sometimes. It's like I don't want to be hurt or bruised. I don't want to be hurt, and I'm trying to work through that because I know that I will be okay no matter what I go through, but I just don't like being hurt or bruised. I don't. So I totally understand what Julia is going to. Still don't fuck with the bitch, but I totally understand what she means. Are all Cancers like that? I have a cousin on my mother's side who is born. I'm born on his birthday. We have the same birthday, and his sister actually told me that he's like that. He's very sensitive too, and so I was like, oh my God. girl, how come they didn't make me another month? I'm actually so funny. I'm actually a 1 month premature, right? And so the running joke is, goddamn, how big would I have been if my mom actually carried me to full term? Because I'm 6'6" now, but I was actually a long baby, is what my mom said. Well, she hasn't really told me that, but people tell me Andrew was a long baby. You know what I'm saying? You was a long ass baby, but she never really told me nothing like that. I'm gonna have to look through the paperwork and see how long I actually was when she had me. But yeah, I was born at 8 months. Andy goes backstage and he talks to Alexia and Marysol. Are they sharing a dressing room? How dreadful. When Andy went backstage to them, it was only it was Alexia, Marysol, and it's not, what is, I can't think of Marysol's husband's name, but he was backstage. And Andy did not say one word in English. He spoke in Spanish the entire time. I used to be like that in high school. I took Spanish from the 10th grade all the way to the 12th grade. But the thing is, after high school, I never used it. I never used it. You know, they say if you don't use it, you'll lose it. And I definitely lost it. I can still remember some words and I can understand what is being said, but I can't really speak it like that. I can speak some words, but I used to be able to speak it like the back of my goddamn hands, and I lost it. But that was really impressive to me from Andy. And so I had told myself that if I get some extra time, I'm going to download Duolingo, I think it's what it's called, and try to learn it back again. And I learned the correct way to speak. I've met some people who knew like a ghetto way to speak Spanish. Is that crazy? But I think that the Spanish people understand what I'm saying. When I was speaking Spanish, I wasn't speaking the Ebonic Spanish, right? I was speaking real Spanish. And so I do want to do that again. Everybody gets on stage. Lisa was not late. Late, and Andy was shocked because it was like 3 or 4 girls on stage before he actually got there. So he was shocked. Now, since these girls are not fab like that, we didn't do I like them. They just not fab. We're not gonna do no Oshi rag.
You not fab like that to be doing all of that.
We're not gonna do that with these girls because we don't even know who they wearing, okay? But I'm gonna give you my best dress. My best dress was Guerdy. Hands down, it was Guerdy. Best dress. And it goes to show women, you don't always need a whole bunch of hair in your head. You could be bald-headed, you can have a short cut, you can have long hair, but you have to be confident in yourself.
Message.
And Guerdy looked beautiful. She was the best dressed. After Guerdy, I would say it was Lisa. Lisa looked very, very good to me. And after Lisa, I would pick Alexia. The worst dressed was Stephanie. This is her first reunion, so I'll give her a pass, but it was boring. Okay, her hair was in a slick back ponytail. She had on the blazer. It looked a mess. And after her, it would be Larsa. Larsa, you should have known better. It's giving botched Barbie. Plastic botched Barbie is what I'm getting from Larsa. Julia didn't look bad. Marysol didn't look bad. Adriana didn't look bad. They just was not the best dressed. But I think that Stephanie and Larsa looked the worst to me. Adriana actually had the audacity to come out with Basquiat, her dog. Girl, talking about this her emotional support animal. Bitch, if you don't go put that dog back in your dressing room, girl.
Get that bitch out of here.
People make me sick with that shit. And not the real people who really need emotional support animals. But people like her. In LA, I have seen people take these emotional support animals everywhere. Everywhere. I've seen somebody, the washer and dryer in my building had broken. I had to go to the laundromat. Remember the song by Nivea? I'm headed to the laundromat. Oh. And I saw a man had a mangy ass dog. It wasn't no cute dog like Basquiat. It was a man who should have never had a dog because I'm not no shade. He was struggling himself, so you can imagine that the dog was over there struggling.
Oh my God.
The dog looked like he had mange, and you know those laundry baskets that you have that you take to the car? He had his mangy ass looking dog in one of those baskets. And I was going to use a basket to put my stuff in. I said, shit, I'm not even using these baskets. Ain't nobody even paying attention to them. Because I would be damned if I get home and use one of the baskets. And he had already used. Hell no. Andy started the reunion off with everybody with a tequila shot. This is my first time ever seeing anybody do that. So then he asked Kiki. You know, Kiki said that she was going to be moving into a condo, one of Stephanie's condos. She said that she's living in a different condo, that she made plans to purchase a condo at Shoma. So I'm not really sure. What Kiki be talking, I don't really know what she be saying.
Attending a birthday party.
Can we be real? I don't know what she be saying, and I don't know if she understand what we be saying. So I don't know what she's saying, but she said she's not sure. I mean, I'm not sure if she still plans on getting one because she said that she wanted half off.
Girl, please stop talking. Please stop talking right now.
And see, that's the shit that I be talking about right there. No, you saying that because Andy was like half off and everybody was looking like half off. You think that you joking, but you don't know her like that to be joking like that. And it's always like, we want a discount. No, baby. That's a whole storyline they could have been using. I could see her telling Larsa at the beginning of the next season, did you hear Kiki say that she wanted a whole discount? Did she want me to give her reparation? I could see that being a storyline next season. No, ma'am.
We're better than this.
Then they got to talking about Alexia. Alexia said the divorce is final, that they have zero contact, that she blocked him on everything. She's still going by Alexia Napola legally. Girl, get that man back his name. Get that man back his name and go back to Figurado. The fuck are you doing? I just think that women should keep their name, especially if they had children by the man. But when I seen Giselle keep Bryant as her last name and Jamal ended up getting married again to a new woman, that changed for me. I was like, no, baby, Giselle needs to change her name because the new wife can't even fully be Bryant. And y'all had a lot of pushback with me about that, but I still feel the same way.
I don't give a fuck what y'all saying. I don't give a fuck what y'all saying at all.
I still feel the same way. And really, I feel like that Giselle is keeping that name because Jamal has status. I do. I believe that she choosing the name because he has, it's not like that Giselle made that name famous, like Tina Turner did. Giselle wants that name for the status. She don't want it for her kids. She wants it for the status that come with Jamal Bryant. Right? I'm a Brian, especially Kobe, right? She could act like she a auntie or something like that with Kobe. But I'm just saying she wants the name for status. Girl, go back to Grays and let that man have his last name, child, and let this new wife be the Bryant. Because Giselle and that man have been divorced for over 10 years before she got on the show. So at this point, they've been on the show. This is their 10th season. They've been divorced for over 20 years. Could be over 20 years because I don't think any of the girls are 20. Maybe 17 years. They've been divorced for a long time. Alexia said that she feels free. She said that the man would torture her. Girl, we're not doing all that, girl. I get all that, but if you had your way, you would still be with the nigga. You would still be with the nigga. He loves you. So you don't get no points for me, mama. You don't get no points for me. You were still trying to make it work. And that man said, no, that man played all in your face, girl. So no. No.
Hey, you're weak, honey.
Then we get over here to Guerdy. Okay, girl. Guerdy, I'm trying. Girl, I'm trying. Andy says that the viewers had a big reaction to the women's lack of reaction with Julia's water toss. We're not going to call it a water toss. Because when we say a water toss, to me, that's making light of the situation. Guerdy was assaulted by Julia.
Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that.
And after she was assaulted, Julia stood up on her and followed her around that restaurant or that boat. I forget whether it was a restaurant shaped like a boat or whether it was a real boat. I believe it was a restaurant shaped like a boat or it was a restaurant on the shore or something like that. But she was actually followed around there. So we're not going to say it was a water toss. Julia was very aggressive.
Miss Pages, you need to come up in here and get this rock wilder.
Alexia ended up condemning Julia's actions, but she did not apologize. And so Andy asked Guerdy, did she accept Alexia's apology? And Guerdy said there wasn't an apology.
100% correct.
And Andy is trying to make it seem like Alexia apologized. What Alexia said verbatim was, I wish I would have done something more. That is not an apology. It's not an apology. That was no apology. I didn't hear an apology. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's an apologize. That's not an apology to me. Am I tripping? So Larsa ended up bringing up Adriana throwing a glass at her and Guerdy didn't do anything. And they showed the clip and Adriana threw a glass towards her, but it didn't even seem like she was aiming at her. She seemed like she was just throwing it. But most importantly, Larsa, it didn't hit you.
Like what?
Like, that's the reason why.
It didn't hit you. It didn't hit Larsa. The water actually got on Guerdy. Then she stood up on the bitch and followed her around the boat. What are we not understanding? And so then they give all these examples of people throwing stuff, but nobody was touched. Now, maybe when Kiki threw something at Lisa, maybe something got on Lisa. And Lisa just a punk ass bitch, because I would have been all over Kiki's ass. But the ice bucket with Julia and Marysol grabbed the bucket. Not one piece of ice touched her. And the same thing with Larsa. And that's what the girls are missing. These people threw something or tried to do something, but nothing actually touched them. Guerdy was actually touched. And the biggest thing that they're missing is that Guerdy had just beat cancer. She had just beat cancer. So her body is probably a little weak to where she can defend herself.
That's up.
You understand what I'm saying? Or am I tripping? And I'm not just taking up for Guerdy because she's black. I'm taking up for Guerdy because she was assaulted, first of all, and because she was a cancer survivor. And this was like a year after she beat it. Just beat it. I don't like that at all. And they keep saying that they didn't like what was happening, but they were smiling and laughing.
I got y'all.
And my issue with that's my issue with the girls, is that they were sitting there laughing. And I do remember Larsa speaking up at the time, but I think it was performative. I do. I'm sorry. She did speak up. I will give her that, but I think it was performative. I think that she knew what the optics were going to be because she has biracial children that are probably seen in the world as black. And so she knew what the optics were going to be. Then they get to talking about Kiki. I think that Kiki doesn't understand what Guerdy and the fans are saying. But Andy, he's been around black women and have been hosting these shows for too many years to not know what the fans and Guerdy are saying about Kiki. First of all, nobody is calling Kiki racist.
Let's get that straight, okay?
Nobody is calling Kiki racist. But I don't think that Kiki sees herself as the same as Black Americans. So it's easy for her to use those words like racist and things like that because she doesn't see herself in us. Like we share the same skin tone, but that's as far as it goes, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. She's not from here, so I get it. But I think that Kiki doesn't understand that when she tried to pull Guerdy away, it made Guerdy seem like she was the aggressor when she was not. Julia was the aggressor. So the person that should have been removed or pulled away was Julia.
Point blank, period.
By you pulling Guerdy, you did make her seem like she was the aggressor or she couldn't control herself. You did do that. Andy is gaslighting with the angry black woman comment. I think that Andy is getting tired of these racial dynamics being brought up with these housewives or on the housewife shows. And did y'all peep that all of the questions are geared towards Guerdy? Is she going to forgive? Well, you didn't do nothing when this happened to this person, and you didn't do nothing when that happened to that person.
Who the fuck cares?
Adriana and Lisa literally had to say, well, what does Julia have to say? It's like the whole time Andy was addressing Guerdy, he was doing what Kiki was doing. You talking to Guerdy like she was the aggressor. Guerdy was not the aggressor. Julia was. So the questions should be geared towards Julia. And so Lisa and Adriana was like, is she going to say something? Andy don't care. Andy don't care because he's tired of this shit. Guerdy said that Julia is a 3P offender with getting physical and throwing and breaking objects.
What?
And 2 of them were unseen footage. But now she finally got her moment on TV where she got physical. And to me, all of a sudden, she was doing all of this stuff, getting physical and throwing and breaking objects and stuff behind the scenes. And all of a sudden, she attacked a black woman and it gets shown. Julia ended up apologizing. She said nothing that she do is planned. And Guerdy said, that's scary. Baby, it is scary. Because I don't know what you may do. This is a cancer survivor. I don't know what you may do. Marysol, they showed a clip. Marysol took Julia to the side after she threw the water and she told her not to throw shit. You did. You did tell her that. But I believe that you only did that because she tried to attack you before with the ice bucket. And I can't take away from you pulling her to the side, but you pulled her to the side and you held her accountable. But it was only because she did it to you before. Because there was no concern for Guerdy. It was like, oh, girl, you shouldn't be throwing shit, but it still was no concern for Guerdy. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like, girl, you can't do that. And most importantly, you can't do that to her. That girl is a cancer survivor. That girl just beat cancer. You don't know what's going on with her. You don't know what's going on with people. You know what I actually think of? when I say that you don't know what's going on with people. That's why you need to be careful when you touch people. I remember seeing, and y'all let me know in the comments if y'all seen it before, Chadwick Boseman was on The View, and it was right around the time when Black Panther was getting ready to come out. And there was a clip of Sherry Shepherd. She was behind him, and he was talking to someone. I guess it was on commercial break, or I don't know exactly who he was talking to. And Sherry Shepherd had ran up behind him and put her arm around him and like hugged him. Like she just couldn't control herself, but she had to hug him from the back. And I know that it was innocent, right? I know that it was innocent, but just think about what that man was going through at that time, because we do know now that he had cancer. So you just never know what a person is going through. So you should never be putting your hands on anybody or throwing things at anybody. You just never know what a person is going through. And so I really feel horrible that Guerdy was treated like that. I really do. But when I tell you with Julia, I will be sitting on ready for Julia, and I will be ready to fuck that bitch up. Because it's one thing if she was just walking around getting physical with people with her hands. But this girl is around here throwing objects. And when you throwing objects and stuff like that, baby, these are now weapons. You using weapons on people. And that's the motherfucking problem. She needs to be off the show if she can't. I think that she needs to be off the show if she can't control herself. You don't know what you may do, baby. You need to be off the show. But for some reason, I feel like they're gonna get rid of Andy. I feel like they're gonna get rid of Julia and Guerdy. Andy says the viewers was confused with the text messages because there seems to be outrage with the text messages, but not with the water being thrown. Marysol said that she was equally upset at both. And Andy, this is a point where I feel like that Andy should have said, but you can see the imbalance, right? On one end, somebody was assaulted. On the other end, another person, a person was not. That's not the same thing. There's an imbalance there. Guerdy says that the women are talking to Julia behind the scenes and not to her face, and they showed a clip of Larsa telling her not to do that in front of Guerdy. And Guerdy said, "Thank you, Larsa," but she said it all sarcastic. You can't please her. But again, I do feel like that Larsa was aware of the cameras and the optics, and she was still sitting down. It wasn't like, to me, if you was really trying to stop Julia, you would have been out your seat, because Julia was standing up at the time like, girl, no, baby, we don't. You get what I'm saying? When you really trying to stop somebody, you get up out your seat. Andy asked, what did the test prove? And instead of Guerdy just answering the question, she started to talk about how they don't read. And Adriana's like, girl, tell them what the text messages proved. And she said the viewers will. No. They need to know what the text messages proved. And to be honest, I don't remember them showing the text messages to the extent that we could read them, right? I don't remember them showing the text messages like that. So you do need to tell us. And it's like Guerdy has a winning hand and she's losing. Tell us what the text messages said. Tell us what they proved. I remember them trying to read the messages, but it was a whole bunch of text messages. And you know me, I want to read everything that she showed. And I don't remember reading everything that she showed. Andy says that Julia apologized 5 times on camera. I have to live with this footage for life. My grandkids will be able to see a bitch attacking me on camera a year after I beat cancer. And I was unable to fuck that bitch up. So I don't give a damn how many times she apologized. Julia said that she didn't call Guerdy because her children was under attack. Girl, you brought that storyline on this show. I don't give a damn about the kids being attacked unless it come to Jackson and Lucas. I know ain't nobody attacking Jackson and Lucas because they didn't do anything. You put Vicka and Emma under attack. What type of mother are you? You're horrible mother. Now, the whole time, Julia is trying to apologize. I got to give her that. She is trying to apologize. Guerdy is saying, well, can't you say? And Adriana is trying to help her like, girl, let her apologize. Let her say what she needs to say. And she's over talking. Even when Andy is trying to close the book on this storyline, she is still talking, saying that she wished she would have said this before. And no, there is no way, shape, or form that I'm trying to defend Julia. But Julia has apologized to you before. And did y'all hear Larsa say, what are you trying to do? Bully her?
Bitch.
Baby, see, these girls is getting out of line. I think what Guerdy was trying to say, See, the thing with Guerdy is that I feel like she just be talking and she doesn't. I feel like she be talking and she's not getting her points out. She just be so quick in trying to talk and say stuff, but she's not speaking clearly. So it's hard for a person to understand. Now, what I think that she's trying to say, because I don't know because she didn't make it clear, but what I think that she was trying to say is that she wished Julia had apologized at the premiere before the public saw her attack her. Because now it seems that she's only apologizing because the viewers are dragging her online and not because she really is sorry for what she did. But, Guerdy, and I'm not taking Julia's side, but she had apologized to you before the premiere because we saw her apologizing during the season. So your argument, baby, it still falls flat if you're just saying that the apology is not sincere. You don't have to forgive her. I'm not saying that you have to forgive her, but just say that. I don't fuck with the bitch. She attacked me, and I don't ever, because me personally, if I was attacked by somebody, I would never fuck with them again, personally. Because I'm gonna always be trying to get my lick back. So, but just say that. But I feel like that you running around the world and, oh, well, she didn't apologize to me, but she did apologize. She apologized to you during the season before the show was wrapped up. So, but she did apologize to you before the premiere, baby.
You're looking stupid.
You're not making sense, mama. Then we get to Stephanie. They talked about Stephanie flaunting her money. She said that she's proud of it. She feel like that she made the right decisions in life. You married the right man. You did.
Ooh. Is that shade, Phaedra?
Stephanie can't even get through answering her questions without Guerdy making side comments. Girl,
Shut up! Shut up!
damn! Then they talked about Stephanie being Masood's wife assistant. She said that's not true. She said that she never met Masood's ex-wife. She never worked for her. She was never her assistant. That's not a picture, a text message, an email of anybody ever saying that. And she said that Masood and his wife were separated for 8 years before she met him. But was he divorced? I know that they were separated. So, but was he divorced? He wasn't divorced? Got it. Got it. Okay. Now, Adriana said that, until we saw her at lunch and she had to let it be known, girl, I still didn't meet her. She was at the restaurant, but I didn't speak to her, so I didn't meet her. She said that she made no progress with her sisters and she hoped that they watched the show. But I feel like if they watched the show, they will feel vindicated and not fucking with you. Stephanie, you a piece of work. And she said, I'm not an easy person to get along with. I can be difficult as well. And I'm glad that you're taking ownership because you very well can, baby. You very well can. They get to talking about Lisa. And I feel like that these, what are we calling them? These little packages that they've given the girls are very lackluster. It's not like we getting a full package of them throughout the whole season. It's only like we get half of it. We're not getting a full circle moment with the girls like we usually get on their packages. Then we got to Lisa. Lisa said she has a therapist working on how she deals with chaos. And she has a problem with her time management. Okay? But she's getting it in order. Her divorce is finalized. We knew that during the season. But she said co-parenting with Lenny is not going well. Andy ended up talking about Martina saying that surrogacy is wrong and you can't have it all. And he asked, how does Lisa feel about that? Because both of her children was born via surrogacy.
I beg your pardon.
I don't like that at all, Andy. Andy Cohen, are you serious? And don't think that I'm picking on Andy. But Andy is giving Nasty Queen this reunion, baby. He's giving nasty. Because Andy could have waited to address that with Julia on her own. We didn't have to wait for Lisa because her kids was born via surrogacy. Because Andy, your motherfucking kids was born via surrogacy as well. So Lisa shouldn't be the spokesperson for kids born via surrogacy. What the fuck do you think about it, Andy? The fuck? But Lisa said that she was shocked and she was surprised that Martina didn't retract it. And Julia says that, she took the comment down, but that's not retracting, baby. That's not retracting. I believe that they getting rid of Julia this season. You got a lot of bullshit going on with you, Julia. I believe they're getting rid of you this season, girl. So then we get on Julia. She said that Adriana was never in contention to be the boy's godmother. And Adriana said that was the deepest dagger in her heart. Adriana said that Alexia never instigated their friendship. But when Julia got cool with Marysol, she transformed herself and she took a ride on the dark side and she didn't recognize her. Marysol says that Adriana is always blaming her. Marysol, she's not blaming you. Julia is a grown woman. All she's saying is that she noticed her behavior change once she got around you. That's not blaming you. She's just saying that she noticed her behavior change. Julia says, you know, I want to bring clarity on why Adriana and I are where we are now. And she said, in the Hamptons, Adriana and I slept together.
You a motherfucking liar. You knew that?
Bulldaggers, pussy eaters, corporate munchers, bulldagging assholes. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. I think that Julia is a liar. I think that she is dangerous. I think between Julia, Martina, and her daughters, she had a horrible season, and she will do whatever it takes to put that in the rearview mirror or to make it go away and make people forget about it. And what will make people forget about it? A good old lesbian scandal, a good old bulldagging scandal. But let's just say she did sleep with Adriana before. That would explain why Adriana is not in contention with being the boy's godparents. If I'm Martina, no, Adriana is not going to be the boy's godparents, godmama, at all. Y'all ain't about to be playing house with my kids, right? Y'all already done fucked. The kids already got two mamas right now, so they're going to be a little bit confused. You know what I'm saying? Because the kids are black. Let's be real. The kids are black. We got these two white mamas, and then we got two mamas. We ain't got a mama and a daddy, a white mama and a white daddy. We got two white mamas, and then she going to be over here calling herself godmama. So that's three mamas. You know what I'm saying? The kids going to be confused. The kid's gonna be confused. And Adriana, if you really slept with Julia, you have to understand that once you and her went and slept in that bed, no, you can't be the godmama to our kids. We can still be friends, but you can't be the godmama to our kids. No, baby. Your feelings just gonna be hurt. But Julia, I think that Julia is trashy. I think that Julia is trashy. But I don't believe this at all. I don't believe it. I think that she's dangerous.
You nasty.
But y'all, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all think that Guerdy is losing with the winning hand? Listen, I'm trying to like Guerdy. She is annoying me. She really is. She's really annoying to me. And do y'all believe that Julia slept with Adriana? I don't know if I believe it. I don't know if I believe it. I just think that Julia is dangerous. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. But again, thank y'all so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate it. And I'm sorry that the review is late. I had a lot going on. I had to go out of town for a funeral this weekend. But thank you guys so much for clicking on the video. I really appreciate the love and support, and I will see y'all later. Adios.